ABC, cheers, Wes here again. Been listening to a ton of music lately. I got like six stacks here again. Just keeps building up and building up and building up, which is a good thing that I'm getting through a lot of these. The library sale and record store day is coming up in about 2 weeks now, so want to try to get through some of these and figure out what they are. So let's go ahead and get into another episode of the Vinyl Survivor, where I talk about 5 records pulled from my inbox, clean them up, listen to them, and find out if they're any good. So first thing we have here is from a British pop rock group from the 1980s. This was their debut album, released in 1986. This is Cutting Crew with Broadcast. Features the hit single "I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight," and overall, that was probably is my favorite song on this album. I didn't really discover anything new here. It's a good album overall. It's a fun listen. It's enjoyable. You know, it sort of talks to my my love for the 80s. I really do love the album artwork with the shininess of it, and just the sharp graphics and everything. Really cool. Even the back album artwork is really good. Almost reminiscent of a Thompson Twins kind of thing. I don't know if that's what they were going for there, but a lot like Thompson Twins to me. We have an inner sleeve with some more pictures and notes and lyrics, and this is on the Virgin record label, and it's really cool black with blue and silver lettering. Pretty cool label. I like that a lot. This does have DMM in the dead wax, so it's a direct metal mastered. Also Precision in the dead wax. I think that's the I don't know if Precision is the pressing plant or the mastering plant. I haven't been doing much research on the dead wax stuff recently. I feel like I'm a little bit out of my league when I talk about that stuff. But nonetheless, a really cool, fun 80s pop rock album. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this, and it's got a blue dot on it, so that's 75 cents at the library sale, which is coming up again in 2 weeks, as I said. That's where this came from, and this is a beautiful near mint copy of this, and this is absolutely going in the collection. Alright, next up for discussion is the third album from the hip-hop group UTFO. This is Lethal from 1987. This is sort of their second album was their biggest hit when they did the Roxanne song. This is sort of the follow-up to that. Not as good, but still really pretty good 80s hip-hop. Inner sleeve there. It's very 80s. And the album itself is on Select Records. Get a better picture of the label there. But yeah, that's UTFO's Lethal. Maybe not the best of 80s hip hop, but still pretty good and enjoyable. And I'm going to be putting this into the collection for now. I enjoyed listening to it a couple times, and I think I'll probably revisit it at some point. I believe I found this at Goodwill, so it was 49 cents. But yeah, enjoyed it, going in the collection. Okay, next up was a pretty big album for me in my youth. I remember the summer this came out. Well, actually, it was released in December, but it didn't really hit until the summer of. It came out in December of '90, and it didn't really start hitting until sort of the spring and summer of '91. But this is C+C Music Factory, Gonna Make You Sweat, their debut album. Of course, it has the title track, Gonna Make You Sweat. There's also Things That Make You Go and Just a Touch of Love. Really cool sort of dance pop, a little bit house style kind of music. You know, really accessible. Like I said, it was a really big album. that. And yeah, that summer, this was a cassette that I had that did not leave my Walkman at all. Between this and KLF, yeah, pretty much those two were in heavy rotation for me at the time. It just has a plain inner sleeve, and this is on Columbia Records. DMM and the Dead Wax again, so this is another direct metal mastering. This album is well over an hour long, so there's a lot of music crammed onto here, so the sound quality on this is not great. I bought this mainly just because I love the album so much. I wanted to have, you know, a copy of it on vinyl. I don't think I would actually listen to this very much on vinyl, but yeah, like I said, it's just a piece to have in the collection, and it was enjoyable to hear it on vinyl. So yeah, also, if you haven't heard this whole album, there is a 10-minute track on here. It's called A Groove of Love, and it's just an amazing track. It's sort of the hidden track or the deep track on here that was really good. It was too long to really be sort of a radio kind of hit, but an amazing song, and I still love it to this day. I look forward to that particular part of this album. Just sort of a standout thing to me. So yeah, this was a Discogs purchase. I don't remember what I paid for it. It wasn't much, a few dollars. But this was just one of those things, you know, I'm probably never going to find this in the wild, so I just went ahead and ordered it on Discogs, and I saw a good price for it. So that's 3 for 3 in the collection. Alright, next up we have another debut album, again from the 80s, and still on the hip-hop vibe. We have a lot of hip-hop going on in this episode. This is the debut album from LL Cool J from 1985. This is Radio. Of course, it has the sort of title track, I Can't Live Without My Radio, Rock the Bells, I Need a Beat. Very classic album. One of the earliest sort of hip-hop albums produced by Rick Rubin, who went on to produce some tons and tons of classic hip-hop albums, along with rock albums, and just my favorite producer of all time. There's a picture of LL. There you go. And this is on the Columbia Def Jam label, so it's black and silver. And this was a gift from Matt Sands, and he included a letter when he sent this to me in VCLT, and I'm keeping this with the record. So that was a really nice thing for him to do. I still need to figure out something to send back to him. I think I have a good idea of what to send. But yeah, LL Cool J's Radio, absolutely going in the collection. Thanks again, Matt, for sending this to me. It's a really special addition to my collection. You know, I love 80s, I love hip hop, and you know, LL Cool J's debut album is pretty awesome. So definitely going in the collection. Okay, last but not least, we're still staying in the 80s, but we're going to talk about some jazz now, and this is Bill Bruford's Earthworks. Bill Bruford from Yes and King Crimson. He was with Genesis for a little while. He's a drummer, and this was sort of a jazz project he did. This is the debut album of the project Earthworks that he did, and it's a fusion jazz album from the 80s. I actually first heard this when Derek did a needle drop on this on the first track on side 2, My Heart Declares a Holiday, which is a pretty incredible track. Really cool. I definitely recommend you check this out. Side 2 all throughout is great on here. Actually, the last 2 tracks on side 2 are sort of a two-part of a piece of music that I think are even better than the My Heart Declares a Holiday. It's called The Shepherd is Eternal and Bridge of Inhibition, and they just sort of starts out by just, if you've ever taken like a plastic tube and spun it around and it makes sort of a whirling noise, it just sort of starts out like that, and then it just builds and builds and builds into this really killer fusion jazz track. But yeah, I'm really thankful Derek played this, and I got a chance to check it out, and I really liked what he played, and I really enjoyed listening to the rest of this. And this is on Editions EG, of course, because it's Bill Bruford, and that was his own private label. So yeah, another really cool addition to the collection, thanks to the VC, something I probably never would have found without that. I picked this up on Discogs. I think it was around $5 or $6, or maybe, no, it was a little more than that. It was $7, I think. Just picked it up since it was a really clean near mint copy, except for the cut corner there. I don't think this was ever really played. I think it might have been in shrink when I got it as well. But just a beautiful copy, a really cool listen. I really enjoyed this a lot, and happy to add this into the collection. So that was 5 more albums from the inbox down there. I hope you enjoyed it this time. All 5 made it, so 5 great albums. Couple different genres there, and I hope there was something there that you will enjoy yourself. So we'll see you again real soon. Cheers.